Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TUF2. I am Matthijs. I'm not sure whether you might recognize me. I used to race in this league, but now I'm commentating as a one-off. And joining me today for this hopefully exciting race is Patrick, aka Oxide Nova.
Hello. This hopefully is good because I've not commentated for a very long time. So hoping to have some top-notch banter and great racing.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, we both haven't even really seen a lot of TUF2 races this season, so it's going to be a bit of a mystery as to what's going to happen. We do have Duty Gench in first place on 93 points in the championship. Behind him is Waitsy. I really hope I'm pronouncing this kind of okay. On 70 points. Trander is on 47, Schoen on 46, Beef or Beef on 46 as well, Wesley on 44, Shay on 42, Kieran also on 42, Steins up on 33, and Kills also on 33. And let me see. Yeah, okay. Duty Gench has 2 wins this season. Waitsy has 1, Trunders has 1. Schoen has 1, and Idenzo has 1. Yep, that looks good to me. Well, go on.
I was just because it doesn't like we got a good turnout so far. Like we're still waiting for a few people.
Yeah, I think there's going to be like 14 drivers.
Okay, so not too many that we get confused too quick.
No, not really. But well, looking forward to Vietnam, of course. What are your opinions of the track?
Do you know what, right? I've only raced it once with you, as I'm sure you may remember, in Zenith F1 Esports. And, of course, you went on to win that race, did you not? And at the time, I used to hate it. But when I practiced on it, I started to enjoy it a lot more than I thought I would. But I'm not that bothered that it's not on the calendar next year because it's just a bit of a wet track. It's like China mixed with, like, AIDS.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'd say it's China mixed with Baku. I'd say.
Oh yes, perfect analogy.
Because that's
look at that turn at 1, 2, and 3. Get away right there. But then the straight at the back, yes, that is very much Azerbaijan.
But yeah, it's the first sector is just a waiting game. It's just until you can get onto full throttle. It's just. It seems like it takes forever before you can finally go full throttle, but when you finally can, you're just relieved because you're basically out of Sector 1 already. Then Sector 2 is that like massive straight and about 3 corners. And then Sector 3, I'd say that's the most enjoyable part of the track. The S's are just, well...
They actually are quite fun, the S's, aren't they? Surprisingly, considering there's no elevation change as well, you'd think it'd be a lot worse, but that's quite good.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they managed to get like that sequence of corners on a street track.
I mean, who knows? Codemasters have an uncanny knack of doing things wrong, and we'll never actually know if this was right or wrong because we're not actually going there in real life. But from what they've done, it seems like they've fit it in quite well.
Just imagine if this was the worst track F1 has ever seen, but Codemasters kind of just sabotaged it a little bit and just made it a lot better, especially for racing. That massive straight.
Are you telling me, Matt, that Codemasters might not have done the track properly?
Nah, sure.
That doesn't sound like Codemasters. Codemasters take things to ultimate detail.
Yeah, Codemasters are just... I'm so happy that they make the F1 games.
Haven't you seen the new F1 21 gameplay and how, like, if you reverse into a wall at 300 miles an hour, you get a tiny bit of rear wing damage now?
I am happy about that. Finally, they've got something right. As we've got TUF2 out on track. Would you like to pronounce that, Patrick?
I mean... Personally, I think you've got that on point. You know, I'll leave that with you on that one. But he's in the Alfa Romeo, which surprisingly at the time when I first started league racing on this game, I absolutely hated this car, which is the car I was in. But weirdly enough, I've actually started to really enjoy it now. Maybe it's just because of using it so much, but I quite like it. It's not a very liked car though in the league racing community, is it not?
I'm not too sure in all honesty, but I've got to say that the pit position is really it's not too bad. It's all the way at the end of the pit lane. Usually you won't.
That
get
is one of
help.
the best things, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, there was times in our league racing season where I think I actually just gained from the fact that it's so far at the end of the pit lane that when everybody pitted, I just gained 2-3 positions every time. It's really helpful. We actually have TT out on mediums, so he wants to start on the mediums, no doubt. If I'm not mistaken as well, one stop on soft to medium is actually the best strategy here, probably, isn't it? If there's an early safety car, you can probably stretch your softs into a medium stint.
Yeah,
TT's
I've heard
gone
of the
directly
medium
off at the end of the straight.
I've heard of the medium soft strap, but not the soft medium.
Yeah, actually, no, I think you're right. Yeah,
Anyway,
that's what
would
we
you,
did, isn't it?
would you like
I'm
to
not
go on
mistaken.
board with Schoen for this lap?
Sure, why not? So we're down into turn 1 now, braking on the right hand side into second gear into first. Social distancing from the apex, that's good to see that he's believing in the COVID guidelines. That Boris Asau is whipping it wide now into turn 3, which is my least favourite part of the track. This bit here should really hook the curb on the inside, but he's not done that either. Bit of a sloppy lap so far, opening up the DRS up into 8th gear. Down now into one of the chicanes, which you can really cut on the inside, surprisingly, considering the corner cutting strictness of Codemasters. He hasn't done that though. Is he going to try and cut the inside on the left? Yes, he is. He's done that quite well. Run it wide now, up towards the barrier, and then short shift into 4th gear, and then bomb it down this straight. You can just kind of chill and have a cup of tea now. Maybe talk to your engineer, see how his children are doing. If his wife got that job that she applied for. But as we're scrolling through the straight now, he's going to try keep it directly to the right, kind of screw off as little speed as possible. Down into the best overtaking part of the track. So there's a yellow flag at the end of this straight. Maybe someone's gone off. And yes, we see a Ferrari just reversing. But to be fair to him, he has hit the apex quite well, so he hasn't actually lost any time there. He's short shifted again, which is the best thing to do. Again, on the inside here, you can actually cut this corner quite a lot. Is he going to do that? No, he keeps off the curb, so it's not something he wants to do. Now for the best part of the track, as you said before, Matt. Through the S's, right and then left one more time. A bit of a lift on the throttle there, surprisingly. He's going to keep it nice and tight to the apex. Going away from the curbs there again, he can kind of squeeze it in. Oh, he goes into 4th gear. Is he going to lock up into this one? Doesn't look like he is. Oh, yes, he does slightly, actually. Short shifting one more time into the final corner, which is actually surprisingly easy to crash, as he might do on the outside. No, he just misses it across the line, and it's a 1:34.9 for the first time by TUF2.
Absolutely, no, that's spot on. Well, let's see who's coming in behind. Is that Kieran, MPP Kieran? Yes, it is. Taking out right-hander, already D-rating. I'm not sure whether that's completely accurate, because this game is just... It's made by Codemasters, so that's enough information you need. And he comes across the line. He's a second off Schoen for now. But let's see whether he can improve later on in the session.
To be fair, I do remember as TT actually goes straight back into the pits, so he did not want to start on those mediums in the end, or unless he's just getting upset. I do remember this track being quite bad in qualifying for using your ERS. I mean, there's been a lot of updates since that race, but I do remember personally anyway, I had to kind of get rid of my ERS in the middle sector just for the long straights, trying to have enough for the end. But we'll soon see if that's the same for everyone else.
Yeah, I remember turning off my ERS at the hairpins just to keep the rear wheels in check, because it's just such a tricky traction zone. As Duty Judge goes on pole by nearly a second, that's quite a lap.
Well, Dench's long lost brother doing bits there. As you can clearly see, James Bond has had a bit of an influence on the Racing Point, which of course in next year's game will be the Aston Martin. It's almost like a full circle of things that happened on purpose. But there's a full second ahead. As we see, Trunders goes to P3 as well, actually, as he goes to P3 just ahead of Kieran, who's had a bit of a horrible lap compared to everyone else. He's on an out lap now then, let's have a look. So we've got Sir Quineth. He's warming up his tyres as well, so he wants to go for another lap, not enjoying his first one. ERT Jordan back into the pits again, so he's not enjoying the mediums either, looks like everyone's just going on to them. We've got Backmarker on an out lap as well.
Yeah, Sirkunov going onto a lap now. Didn't hook up his first lap, so he's trying to go for it again, and that is not how you want it to turn.
Oh, well, that's just poor from him. The track map's gone as red as his car there, so he's invalidated already, so he's not going to be happy with that.
Well, let's go on board with backmarker. Let's hope he isn't, in fact, a backmarker, and he can actually get some good points today.
Oh, no! You've cursed him! No, that's in the barrier. That's... Well done, Matt. You just... No, don't reverse into the... Oh, God, what's going on here, then?
Yeah, I mean it's not the F1 21 game yet.
Yeah, exactly. He won't get his rear wing damaged, so he can just reverse into the wall. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, I've got to say that corner is just really tricky as well on traction. It's a mistake I've made loads of times. Basically, this entire track is just horrible for traction, and I'm not surprised someone lost it there already. I'm expecting a lot more people to lose it at some point on this track. So,
completely agree. Who knows? It might be a wet race as well, and if that's the case, then there'll probably be many crashes, and we'll be commentating over ghosts soon enough.
Yeah.
PT is on the medium tyres again, so he came back into the pit. Probably to have a chat with his engineer, you know, talking about that job opportunity for his wife that he probably got her. He's out on the mediums again, derating on his outlap, because obviously he doesn't really use any ERS. So Quinn, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't look like he's got any damage. I think he just invalidated him, didn't he? So he'll probably have another lap going, depending on how much fuel he's got left. So he's got 1.3 laps going to his steering wheel, so he might have to come into the pits.
Or maybe just a fun run out of it. Maybe.
Yeah,
see.
Possibly.
Nope, he's into the pit.
Straight into the pits.
So who shall we go on board with for the next lap? Shall we go on board with TT?
I think we should.
Oh, he's... I'm assuming... never mind.
Oh, everyone, what are you all doing, guys? Come on.
He wants to chat to his engineer again about that wife opportunity. Might be looking for a bit more than just a conversation.
Maybe he wants some oral guidance, if you know what I mean. Great banter. So Waits, he's on an outlap. He's social distancing from his apex. He's even on the outlap as well, so that's not giving me much hope for the main lap. But ERC Jordan as well, about to start his lap.
Yeah, let's go on board, actually off board with this lap. Let's take it in cinematic cam.
Tease me with a good time, Matthias.
And here, going on to the main, well, not the main straight, the start-finish straight, braking on the curve, no he doesn't, then turning in, I think he got the apex pretty much, then getting that apex really nicely, then going out wide, not too wide, obviously, because you invalidate your lap, then getting that curve, just about avoids the wall, that was beautiful, you can tell he's really pushing to the limits here, and then, let's see, he is purple.
In the first sector.
I'm not sure whether that's accurate, but he is pushing like hell, so it's looking good for him so far. Then here, no wheel spin, which is nice to see. Then it's about a 3-second wait, something like that, to get to the next braking zone. Hopefully he doesn't come across a Ferrari reversing out of the wall. Just still waiting, so he can finally get onto the brake pedal.
Talk about how your day's been down here, can't you?
Then going down to second and getting a kind of a late apex, which is nice to see. He really opens up the corner to maximize that traction. Then gets a purple sector again. No clue whether it's accurate, but we'll see. Oh, and there's
we got a retirement. Has someone crashed? Oh no, it's just in the pit lane, so someone doesn't want to do a lap. Probably wants to start on these. Oh, he's left the session.
Then keeping it safe here, getting that apex nicely there, 5th gear. Then also hitting the apex. Then down to 2nd gear here. Yeah, yes he does. Slightly going on the front through the corner, so you just get through it. Derating, coming up to the line, and he sets a 35.2. Yeah, I don't think those purple sectors were too accurate.
Do you know what? I think you might be right there, Matt. It's something that Codemasters seem to not understand, that being quicker means going round quicker. It looks so far like Judi Dench's long-lost brother is actually the pace setter at the moment. He is starting another lap as we speak, actually, so let's see what he says. As Waits, he does go P1, actually, so I'll take everything I just said back. 0.5 of a second, nearly. But Judi Dench is on another lap, going in to the Sector 1 split. He's 200ths down on his best time, so that's not that good, but he cuts that brilliantly. Wow. Going wide now. Oh, and he's actually hit the wall. Has he got a bit of damage there? Possibly. Could have gone a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's definitely got damage now. Flip a deck.
Yeah, okay.
My uncle used to hit me, not as hard as that. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
okay. Well, it looks like Judi Dench is not going to continue and get a better lap here, as Waits does go P1 as we discussed before. So far it looks like them two are the pace setters.
Yeah. They are the two championship contenders, of course. They are P1 and P2 in the championship, and we've got MVP Kieran improving just off Tronders' time. Then looking in behind, is who's closest to the line? Well, technically it's Judi Dench, but with that weight damage, I'm not gonna go on board with him. Actually, no.
Sir
Never
Quineth
mind,
about
it's
to
Jordan.
start his lap.
Who is?
Sir Quineth.
Sir Quineth. Okay, well, let's see what he can do.
Going to whip it into turn 1 now. Is he going to try and go for the tight line of the wide? Oh, that's the very wide. Okay, well, he's just racing his own track there. No invalidation, which makes a lot of sense. Don't know if he's going to continue that lap, but I feel like this lap's already broken, so let's just continue with Judy Dench, his brother, who seems to want to continue a lap for some bizarre reason. He started another one. I don't know if he's just getting a bit of practice in. A final shebang at pole position later on. As you can see, the understeer is not something he's agreeing with, and even though he's gone about 50 years wide, he was closer to my house than he was the apex of that corner, he still didn't invalidate until he got to the next corner, so that was a bit of a weird one from Codemasters yet again. But so far, waits is, he chills in the pits, he's on pole position, and TUF2 also in the pits in 3rd place.
Well, Jordan
Quite a
is
few guys on laps though.
Yeah, Jordan is on the lap, going out down his absolutely massive straight again. Probably could make a phone call to your electric company and cancel your subscription before you get to the braking zone.
Of course, there's only a yellow flag as well. There's another Ferrari reversing. Unbelievable. Quineth just wants a lot of TV time. I don't understand what's going on. Trying to make a phone call to our electricity company to get our bill a bit down, and then here we see a Ferrari outside our house just deciding to reverse into our garden. I just don't understand what's going on here. He says he's purple in the middle sector still, though. Is probably not the truth, though, with what's going on with this game, but he's flicking it through the corners. We're actually hitting the apexes for once. Oh, and look at that. He's using that curve to turn in. It's looking good, to be fair. He's going into the final 2 corners now. He's running out of VRS. He's probably going to run out just about now, which he does. One last corner to go. He's going to run it to the line. Is it going to be anywhere near pole position? No, in a nutshell.
He's within a second, to be fair.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
close.
that last sector looked pretty good. He really hooked up some of the apexes, but I'm wondering where he's losing time then. Probably braking zones and traction zones. Oh, as TT also retires. I think that's in the pits again.
Looks like it is. These guys, no doubt, probably want to start on mediums. Probably is. I'm surprised they're not actually just putting a lap in together, though. Mini Meerkat God in the pits. I mean, that's a name I never thought I'd say. Whether he can actually take part, 'cause he did join mid-session, so he might just be waiting there for the race. Got Tough again on his out lap, though, just about starting a lap in the beautiful Alfa Romeo's back marker retires from session. He's happy with that. Oh, actually, no, he's not. He's crashed, actually, at the start of the 3rd sector. Ooh. So he won't be happy with that at all. I take that entirely back. It looks like, looking at where he's crashed, he probably hit the curb on the inside and then possibly touched the wall and plucked the wheel off. Unfortunately, though, with Codemasters, you can't actually look at the car after they have been retired from the session, so that's something we can't actually do anything about. Tough, though, starting his lap now. He's going through the 2nd and 3rd corner once again. Actually touched through to the apex quite well then. And then, oh, he's gone wide again, and he has hit the wall. Whether he's got damage, we will soon see going into the 2nd sector. It looks like he actually got away with that, doesn't he? But we'll see surely into... As he's actually up on his time. I don't know whether that means he's up on the overall time. Doesn't look like it. Locking up through there, but he's cut the 2nd bit well. He's going to run it nice and wide. Short shifts into 5th gear. Is he going to floor the throttle at some point? Yes, he does. Onto the long straight. Now we've got our electricity bill sorted out. We might as well get our skybox upgraded for this winter package that they keep telling me about over the phone. I mean, it's June. I don't understand why I want this winter package yet, but as we can see going through there now, I'm going to save 20 quid, so I might as well get it done just before he breaks into the 50 metre marker, which is probably more like a 75 metres you break there, even though you would think it'd be 100. Short shifting into 3rd and 4th gear, hits the wall again. He loves a bit of this contact on the outside with that white helmet shining through brilliantly with the Alfa Romeo livery. Another lock up into the final sector, but here we see the car jolt from left to right, left and then finally right again. Through this bit, he's running slightly wide there, not too bad. Is he going to hook the curb on the inside? No, he doesn't. He decides not to. Could possibly do it again on this one, which he does. Ooh. Oh, but then he decides against everything and almost kills the pit lane marker.
I mean, that's a very late pit entry, and not that matters really in qualifying, but I don't think he has enough time to get out again.
No, I don't think he does. I mean, one thing with this track as well, as much as a one-stop is probably the quickest, with how shallow the pit lane entry is, you miss basically 3 of the last corners, and you miss the first 2 corners of coming out the pits. You could probably get away with a 2-stop here, I wouldn't be so surprised.
I'd say
we'll soon see in the race.
I'd say a 2-stop is viable because the pit isn't that long, of course, and you also have like a massive straight where it's just really easy to overtake. Tronos is going on to another lap, but I think he's running out of fuel, so I don't think he's going to be able to make it to the end.
Yeah, he's only got 0.9 laps, so I'd be very surprised if he does. Unless he puts it down in the middle sectors or so. The drivers seem to run really, really wide at the edges of turn 3. As Shun actually retires in the pits, so he's had enough of the race. It looks like Jordan's on an outlap as well as Duty Gench, Waitsy, and MVP Kieran, not really showing that he is the most valuable player at the moment, but I'm sure that could change. It looks like another Ferrari, yep, Sir Quineth. He's just not having a good time here, really, is he? He's crashed out of the pit lane. That's some Roman Grosjean type stuff there. Front wing design there of the Williams instead of the Ferraris.
He didn't quite crash out of the pit lane as he crashed into the pit lane.
Ah, I see. So he kind of crashed at the exit of turn 1. That's not really the best thing to do. Is MVP Kieran starting his lap now? And we have the other Mercedes of Waitsy as well going into turn 2. Probably should look at Waitsy, to be fair, because he is on pole position at the moment. So he's got a lot more speed than anyone else as we cut through turn 3, hooking that curb quite well. That's the line I'd personally choose. We go down now from the first DRS straight into the start of the second sector. What's his first sector split going to say? He is up by 1/100th of a second. Not a purple sector though, so if the game is telling the truth, there's actually somebody out there who does have a quicker first sector. Of course, it's the entire lap that matters. He keeps it nice and tight on the inside. Onto the long back straight as MFC Trunders retires in the pit lane as well. See the black liveried Mercedes, which, to be fair, with this amount of speed, might turn to a different colour by the end of it. Who knows? We'll go through to the left-handed hairpin. He brakes nice and early. Oh my, that's a bit of a weird line. He's hit wide. He's going to... Oh, I didn't think that'd end well. And he's just... trying to, I don't know, kiss the barrier. I mean...
Oh, Duty Gench is looking really good on that turn in there. Then this long left-hander just weighing and weighing so you can finally go full throttle. He has done. And how's your day been, Patrick?
It's been great. It's been great. Thank you very much, Matt. I was just seeing there as well from Duty Gench, probably getting a bit of advice from Judy Dench in the fact that through that long left-hander before the straight, he did turn his ERS to 0, so obviously he wants to keep some for the final sector. I'm sure Judy Dench is a massive Formula 1 fan and just giving him as much advice as possible. As Waitsy does retire in the pit lane, obviously he hit the wall. We see now the racing point of Duty Gench going into the final sector. It's a purple middle sector, but he's actually 300ths down, so the game's lying to us again. Oh, that's really wide into the wall, but he hasn't actually lost anything there or any time, so you can see in the final sector he's chucking it through. All these apexes are glorious. I mean, that pink BWT Racing Point now, Aston Martin F1, of course, looking beautiful in the final sector here at Vietnam. Is he going to lock up into the second fast corner? No, he isn't, but he's a bit of a wide line, so we might have lost a bit of time there. He's going to chuck it through. He's got more than enough ERS to the line. Opens the DRS. What's it going to be?
I think
it's
just about missed out.
Yeah, he did. What a shame.
That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
But anyway, that last sector looked really good. He wasn't up on his time, man. I think he still managed to improve. Let me just see.
I mean, looking at this, it looks like Waitsy and Duty Gench are in a league of their own here, so we could have a 2-horse race at the front. We could also have a Formula 1.5 race from 3rd to 7th, and then you got Sir Quineth in the back just trying to reverse at the edge of the hairpin. I mean, to be fair to him, if there was a trophy for the most reversing at the hairpin, he'd probably win it by a mile.
Yeah, probably. It's, of course, a really tricky braking zone to get right, but it was quite comical to see him reversing twice while other people were on the whole lap there. But as I've seen in chat, Mini Meerkat has a quality bounce, so of course we didn't see his actual pace, so perhaps they're going to absolutely blitz the field like Jarno Opmeer.
Possibly. I mean, it's dry, so none of that good racing wetness, as it were. Bit of a weird turn 1, turn 2 and 3 though here. I mean, especially on the first lap, no doubt there's going to be a lot of contact because of the way the cars kind of bounce around the curbs at the end of turn 3 into the wall. Possibly going to happen. Who knows? But we'll find out in about 15 seconds time when the cars start their formation lap.
What strategy would you go for, being one of the top guys having qualified on the soft?
To be fair, I mean, depending on if there's an early race safety car, I would possibly go for a soft medium, depending on how many safety cars there are. But if not, probably just a soft hard, personally.
let's take a look at the tires everyone is going for. Oh, interesting. The P9, P10, and P11 have all gone for harder compounds. Santana,
Yeah, we've got
Wesley
TT on
Santana.
hards, which is surprising. He's going to go hards medium or hard soft in the race. Again, all depending on the safety car. I mean, personally, actually, depending on my pace, I mean, obviously we don't know the entire pace of everyone in this league yet. But if I was one of the guys at the front and had a bit more pace, I would probably go for a two-stop, actually. Maybe a soft medium or a soft medium. I'm sure we'll figure it out though as the race goes along. We have many laps ahead of us. We will soon see who's got the best race pace.
I'd also just base it on how much trust I have in my fellow drivers being able to make it cleanly through the traffic to be able to get a podium or get a win. Because yeah, getting stuck in traffic or getting any kind of damage whilst battling someone can absolutely ruin your race. So yeah, keeping it clean
100%.
is vital.
Stu86 has just joined the lobby as well, and he's actually looks like his car's ghosting on the formation, so hopefully he's actually here. But by the looks of it, I don't think he is, which would be a bit of a shame. Just want as many drivers as possible. Only 12, unfortunately, at the moment. But who knows? I might make it so that the field is much closer together. Oh, as Sir Quineth, yet again at his favourite corner on the formation lap, has gone into the wall. That right there is a great talent. I mean, I kind of wonder how he does that. I mean, the Ferrari, of course, last year wasn't the best car, so maybe that's something to do with it. The crowd behind him, though, seems to love what they're seeing. Predicted pit stop strategy there, as you can see, is saying 2 stops are probably preferable. I'm sure we'll figure that out soon enough with 28 laps ahead of us.
Yeah, I've got to say, yeah, obviously the top 2 look like the favourites to win this race, but I wouldn't count out like anyone else because yeah, it's so incredibly easy to get damage around this track. If you keep it clean, you might as well get the win.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll see with the Mercedes on pole position and the tracing point of Doody Jench on second position. And of course, we have the beautiful Alfa Romeo in third place. Here we go. Matt, I will leave this to you, my friend.
Just waiting to get a good camera angle because as it stands right now, I can only see one driver. That's much better. And it's 5 lights, and they are out as we're away for the Vietnamese Grand Prix. It looks like Waitsy has a good start. Doody Jench can't quite match him. TUF2 alongside, but can't quite get in into P2 there. They're slowing relatively nicely. Let's see if they can keep it clean.
Ooh, contact behind. The Red Bull in the wall.
Yeah, that's the
his race is going in the garbage can.
Yeah, that's the trick part in that corner. It's so easy to understeer into someone else, and yeah, that's just damage immediately. And Waitsy has
one Red Bull out there running, but look at this, Waitsy has actually not really pulled away that much, so who knows, on this next straight, depending on what wings they're running, looks like Doody Jench might actually, he actually lose it slightly. There's a yellow flag at the long right-hander. Looks like we've got more content in the background of the McLaren of Stu, but going into the final, real overtaking position, I would say. It looks like we're going to have probably Tuff or Doody making a move.
Yeah, Waitsy is just turning off his ERS at the right point, so the carburetor can attack, but still make sure that Waitsy can save a bit of ERS. And yeah, of course we've seen their quality pace, but it's
and Quineth once again has spun at the hairpin. What a man! What a myth! What a legend! 4 laps I've seen him, 4 spins, and he's hitting the wall almost. Teach me, please.
Anyway, moving on relatively swiftly. Yeah, it looks like the top 3 have already pulled quite a gap to the guys behind. It might look like a Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas situation.
Yeah, I mean, once again as well, especially, let's not forget if there's a safety car in the early stage of the race, or a safety car at any point and the field's still bunched up, the person who will probably get the best from that is Tuff in third place, for the reason being he is in the Alfa Romeo, as we discussed before, being right at the end of the pit lane. He won't really get held up much, as Sir Quineth, to rub insult into injury. He's sped into the pit lane and he has retired, and he wants nothing more to do with that, as we see Trunders as well changing his front wing and going on the medium tyres. He should have one more stop, no doubt. But yeah, like you said, the top 3 seem to be kind of pulling away already.
Yeah, it seems like they've got the best race pace right now out of everyone. But yeah, it's looking like a fairly comfortable lead right now that the top three have. Oh, as someone's massively gone into the wall there. That was Kieran.
Yeah, it's MVP Kieran. Looks like Mini Meerkat as well, side by side with the Red Bull. Looks like he overtook him actually going through that straight. Looks like the top three aren't going to be changing much going into the hairpin, but yeah, we got virtual safety car. Let's see what they do with this. I mean, personally in this position, I would stay out still. I'm sure we'll see what's going to happen. Mini Meerkat actually must have got some damage there. 'Cause looking at the left-hand side, the driver's left-hand side of the front wing, that looks like it's completely gone. So I would not be surprised at all to see him in the pits anytime soon.
Yeah,
Top three, not really changed much.
I didn't quite catch that crash. It looked like MVP Kieran just lost it, and Mini Meerkat was the innocent bystander. But of course, I could be completely wrong, and it could have been in contact between the two. But yeah, that's just.
Yeah, I mean, Mini Meerkat, I was actually looking at it, was side by side with Backmarker. I don't think he was anywhere near Kieran. So whether there was contact with the Red Bull, as we do see the tracing point coming into the pit lane to change the front wing. Hopefully he will go into the right pit lane and not the Mercedes, as I'm sure as a tracing point driver it must be very hard to do that. As the Mercedes crew are actually out in the pit lane as well, so keep going, Meerkat, which he does. Fair play to him and the Codemasters devs there as the racing gets back underway. But we do have the Mercedes crew in the pit lane. Is it Kieran going in? Yes, he is. Obviously added front wing damage, but things haven't really changed to the front so far.
I've got to say, TUF2 lost out a bit on that virtual safety car restart. He's nearly dropped out of DRS. He's burning his ERS to get within that DRS again. And as Waitsy goes really deep there. Yeah, he just needs to.
Oh, yeah, Duty Jench looking right on the back of him now. Both got a lot of VRS. Of course, we're going to have to. Oh, no, actually! Oh, Duty Jench has hit the wall. Can you believe it? Commentator's curse. I'm so sorry. The tracing point could not deal with the Mercedes dirty air. And just like that, Duty Jench is at the back of the field almost.
And that is massive for Waitsy, of course, because right now Duty Jench is 23 points ahead in the championship, but as it stands right now, Waitsy is loving life.
Yeah, just looked like the dirty air caught him out really, didn't it? On the, of course, he had a limited traction there. He should really be short shifting it, even on a qualifying lap. But it just looked like the dirty air behind the Mercedes just kind of put him off a bit. And let's see what TUF2 can do behind Waitsy, if he can get closer. But he's already on 40% ERS as Waitsy's on 86, so that's going to be another tough job to do. But who knows what strategy they'll both go for, and hopefully we'll have a good race at the front.
Yeah, I think also with that...
Oh, is ERT Jordan actually pits already? Only lap 3, which is very surprising.
And that is a satisfying process lap. Moving on to... well, actually, going back to that crash from Duty Jench, it also looked like he got... Ooh, as he speeds into the pit lane. It looked like he got caught on the inside curb as well, going onto the straight. And that might have unsettled the car.
I'm kind of sad, actually. I'll be honest, Matt. I'm kind of sad because I feel like the Waitsy Duty Jench battle, of course, of Duty Jench does come into the pits. He's now behind his teammate, actually. That was looking a battle that would be really good as Trunder sets the fastest lap. But tough, to be fair to him, he's not being dropped really by Waitsy here. I don't know if Waitsy's just playing the long game in this race. Of course, like I said, he's got a lot more ERS than Shun in second place. But the only people really who have got much to lose here is Waitsy and Shun as well. As we already know, the tracing point of Duty Jench has lost a lot already. And he also has a time penalty as well, so that's not gone well for him.
Yeah, he is fortunate that there are only 11 runners right now, so he won't, unless he DNFs, he won't finish outside of the points. As it stands right now,
Jordan on the back of Meerkat as well, possibly making a move. As we actually see, Mini Meerkat, he's only got 6% ERS, he's going to be a sitting duck in a straight line. Overtake is not being used by ERT Jordan. He thinks he could probably get the job done without it. Is he going to try and make a move down this end? No, he doesn't. Personally, I would have used a bit of ERS there, as of course you can see the driver in front, red light flashing, meaning they're on less than 10% ERS. I probably would have gone for them, but decides against it as Waitsy. And then Shun sets the fastest lap as well, so them two are really pulling well, and he's catching up slightly. We have a race in our hands here, Matt.
Well, let's hope so, that they can provide an entertaining battle for the lead. I've known Shun for a long time, back since F1 2017, and he's always been like that kind of a father figure, of course, because he's touch as well, so that helps for me. But yeah, he's always the guy I've found myself rooting for, and yeah, he isn't quite there in the championship right now, but let's hope he can do well in this race and maybe find himself back into that championship fight.
Indeed, looks like Waits is starting to use a bit of his overtake mode. He's going down to 76%. He used it just on the exit of that corner, so that's why he decided to use it, of course. Only 25% now for Shun in second place. He really needs a bit of harvesting, to be fair to him. He would probably be looking for a safety car so he can harvest all his energy, or a virtual. He locks up into the hairpin. But apart from that, at the moment, there's not many battles going out, apart from Trunders getting past Stu, who, to be fair, I don't know if Stu's here at the moment. Looks like he's ghosted, so that just needs a move for Trunders. But apart from that, at the moment, got ERT Jordan behind, using his overtake on Mini Meerkat, who did actually get past him. So is he going to try and make another move? He's got DRS. Is he going to be able to get there with his trying speed? Look at that, Meerkat as well. He's got 0 ERS, so he's going to be another sitting duck on the straight line. Looks like he could be close now. He's making the defensive move, but he's not quite alongside. But that could be something we should keep an eye on, because it looks like we might have an overtake there soon enough.
Yeah, and it looks like Waitsy has really put his foot down now. He's a second and a half ahead now, and it doesn't look like Scone has got an answer at this current point in time.
I completely agree. Looks like he's finally starting to use his ERS up front and kind of bolt just before the start of the pit stop window. Got fourth place of F1 Wesley Santana, it must be said. A bit of a silent race so far for him, but it's a good job so far, it must be said, in the Williams. P4, not really being attacked by anyone. Of course, he's 19, nearly 20 seconds ahead now of Mini Meerkat. Just kept himself out of trouble in the first few laps, and he's just playing his own race. He could be a dark horse for a podium at the end of this race, only 1.8 seconds behind on the medium tyres, so he could be quite quick at the end.
Yeah, Wesley Santana and Mini Meerkat both gaining the 7th positions off the start. Everyone basically in the top 5 have gained positions off the start, except for Waity, who started from pole, of course. And yeah, they've shown that if you keep it clean, you'll be up there in the top 5.
Yeah, 100%. Just as he said that as well, Duty Gench on the main start-finish straight gets past MVP Kieran. Pretty easy overtake. Obviously, he's on the medium tyres compared to MVP's hard tyres, and of course they're both going to get past Stu as well, who unfortunately isn't here, into the chicane, so that's why Duty Gench and Kieran are now both ahead of them as well, going onto the long back straight. But yeah, everything's kind of settling down so far. ERT Jordan once again right behind Mini Meerkat, and it looks like Mini Meerkat's got no ERS yet again, so we could be looking at a move here, a bit of a defensive move, and he can't quite get down the inside. Maybe a late move there, but he could have probably chose it down the inside. But it must be said, with no ERS, Mini Meerkat still doing a very good job to keep that position.
Yeah, I've got to say as well, that hairpin, despite it being a really attractive spot for an overtake, it's that narrow that you kind of don't want to be side by side going into it, because it's basically impossible to make it through side by side. And I think he just wants to play it safe for now and just wait it out.
Well, it is a long game, of course, and he is as well. Let's not forget he's on the hard tyres, so he must have a lot more pace than Mini Meerkat. So he knows when he goes onto the faster tyre later on, if he hasn't got ahead beforehand, he will surely be able to get ahead. As the pit window is now open for the people wanting to switch to a 2-stop strategy. So let's see who comes in at the end of these laps. Of course, we have a few people who've already pitted, so they're already guaranteed a 2-stop because they're on the mediums.
And I've got to say, TUF2 has kind of recharged some of his ERS, and he is now looking a bit closer to Waitsy again. I'm not sure whether that's down to a mistake or just TUF2 really upping the pace.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, Waitsy's ERS has gone down quite a lot, and Shun's in second place again. Sorry if I'm butchering that, Matt. But in second place, he's actually not got that much less ERS, to be fair. So it is kind of neutralising itself at the front. And it looks like we do have a good race for the victory. It's a shame, really, about what happened to Duty Gench. Of course, for his championship aspirations as well, but also for the race, because there was 3 of them proper going for it. But it looks so far like we have got a good race going. Oh, it's actually Tough Shun goes into the pits as well as Waitsy, so the battle goes to the pit lane. So it looks like we'll have nothing changing at the front, but this looks to me like a nailed-on 2-stop strategy. Is that what you think, Matt, as well?
Yeah, it looks like it. Unless they're able to put on in hards, but it doesn't look like it for Waitsy.
Yeah, Waitsy's going on mediums. Let's see what the P2 man does. Looks like he's going on mediums as well. Yes, he is. So it should be at first and second as Wesley Santana takes the lead for the moment. Of course, he still needs to make another pit stop. Whether he's going to go on the medium softs, he could possibly stretch it. It will be close at the end, but we'll soon see, as he is going to go through into the lead. And just like that, we are back having Waitsy and Chun in second and third, as backmarker pits actually coming out of the pits just now, and ERT Jordan Minimaker look like he might actually get ahead of him out of the pit. Of course, we've got a bit of a weird exit. No, he does stay ahead, as Duty Jench gets the fastest lap as well, so he's on the warpath. The Scotsman coming back from the damage and spin that he had at the end of the first sector start of the second sector.
Yeah, of course it's a massive shame for him to be that far down the grid, as he was looking like he could have fought for the win, but now it's just a comeback game for him.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, looking at this as well, ERT John on Minimaker, if he doesn't get past on this straight now, he is right behind him before anywhere near the DRS zone, so surely now he's going to have an opportunity to do it. Although, to be fair, he's wasted a lot of his ERS on 25% only now, and 18% for Minimaker, so they're both going to be quite close on straight line speed. Let's see what they do. It looks like he's going side by side. Could be a good move here going. Oh, look at that. Minimaker kind of weaving a bit on the straight, but he has got through. And he is up into 5th place.
Yeah, breaking nicely for the hairpin as well. We've seen tonight that isn't the easiest.
Oh, and Minimaker has left the session. He's not a good loser by the looks of it, because he has left the session. Hopefully that's just an internet thing and he will be back soon enough.
Yeah, it most likely is. It's so of course really annoying to disconnect during the race. I remember back in 2018 I used to have connection issues all the time, so yeah, I feel the pain.
So, P1, 2 and 3, Wesley Santana, if he stays out for a bit longer, he could actually play a big role in who wins this race, because if he does, he could hold up Waitsy, and then of course P3 will get right in the back of him as well, so gaining by about 5/10 a lap, so depending on when Wesley decides to pit, it'll be quite close here. As we see, Trunder's on the back of Minimaker as well. Of course Minimaker isn't here, but he has joined back, so will he be able to get into the carry time? No, he will not into turn 1, but he'll be looking to get back ahead of Trunder's as soon as he can.
Yeah, and yeah, I saw that Minimaker commented in chat and said that he indeed did lag out. But by the way, the top, the net top 2 have a lot of ERS. That must have happened during the pit stop phase, but they're now all both on the 60+%.
Wesley Santana as well, he's on 60% as well going into the hairpin, which, considering he's not paid yet or anything like that, is good management from him, must be said. Personally, I would stick around that. Oh, we're actually looking now, Duty Jench back in behind his teammate of Minimaker. Of course, Minimaker is back in the race. Is he going to defend from his teammate? It doesn't look like he is doing, to be fair. No, he is not. So Duty Jench going down the inside, and looks like, if I'm not mistaken, he's just going to take that place from his teammate. Yes, he does. Chops across him slightly, so didn't want to give him as much space as possible, but Duty Jench, the championship leader, is now ahead of his teammate and back behind MFC Trundles.
Yeah, this is just one overtake he had to make on the straight. Of course, it's a really important overtaking opportunity, and well, he made it stick, and now he's looking ahead and going to try and get past Trundles now.
Waitsy only 1.2 behind Wesley Santana now as well, and the Alfa Romeo in P3 only 1 second behind as well, so the top 3 are converging. See what happens. Who knows, a safety car might come out at this point, and then that'll put Wesley Santana in an amazing position, I personally believe.
Yeah, and Waitsy had despite him gaining time on Wesley Santana, he had a really bad exit coming out of coming onto the straight. He nearly clattered the wall, and that has also allowed TUF2 to get into that DRS window.
Yeah, looks like they're both going to have DRS now, both of them using overtake as well. Wesley Santana, though, he's using overtake as well, so it looks like he's going to defend the position through the long back straight now, although it looks like Waitsy is going to be down the inside if he's not too careful. Is he going to defend it? No, he isn't. He knows it's a long race going down the inside. Oh, he might have outbraked himself. No, he doesn't. Gets it nice and clear on the inside. Fair play to Waitsy. It looks like Santana knows it's a long game here, so he's not going to battle anyone. And through into the final sector.
Yeah, and that is of course really costly for TUF2. He's going to get held up this entire sector by Wesley Santana. Unless he can make
Jench as well, he's going through on the inside of Trunders. Yeah. Looks like he's going to get back ahead of the Red Bull. And again, he's made another position up.
Quite an easy move, of course, on that massive straight as Wesley Santana goes into the pits. So that does help TUF2 there. He will be quite annoyed missing out on that DRS, I think. Has he lost out on DRS? As Waitsy posts up? Yeah, just about. normal order has restored as it's down to 1.1 seconds again. The gap just not within DRS.
Surprised no safety cars yet. I thought, of course, it would have been a street circuit. Might see a bit more safety car action as of yet. Of course, we had Sir Gwyneth and his favourite corner, the hairpin. Unfortunately, he kept crashing at 1 mile an hour, so nothing happened with safety cars, apart from that one virtual early on. Looking at this, looks like everything's calmed down slightly towards the front, but look at that. P1 and P2, only 6 tenths between them now. We could be looking at an overtake here.
Yeah, as I said, like at the start of the race, TUF2's race pace is looking a lot better than his fully pace, and he's now.
This is looking really good, Matt. This is looking really good. He's going to get DRS and overtake. Oh, he's going defensive. Is he going to be able to go down the inside? Doesn't look like he is. He's going to squeeze it down the inside. Bit of contact nearly into the wall down the inside. It looks like he's going to get the move done. Is there going to be contact? He's going to go try around the outside. Not much grip there on the curb, but the side by side still. And it looks like he's got the lead. And yes, he has. What a move.
That was on the edge stuff right there. TUF2 just about squeezing into the gap, and then yeah, the hairpin, of course, it's really tricky to go side by side. Waitty trying to go around the outside, but not quite. And yeah, TUF2 has the position.
Mini Meerkat once again as well, trying to go down the inside of Trunders, down into the hairpin, and he's got that move done, but he's gone wide, and it looks like Trunders is going to get that back, which he does. We saw there how to do the move in P1 and P2, and then in 7th and 8th making the move, and it's not worked well, and that's why they're not leading the race, and TUF2 is.
Yeah, and it's all about whether Waitty can keep up with Swun now, because I'm not sure, but it does look like Swun has got slightly better race pace, but of course if Waitty can keep within DRS, it'll be near impossible for Swun to get away here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, at the start of the race, when Duty Giant spun, I kind of had a moment to myself where I thought, that might be the end of the race now, but speaking of that, he's just completely turned it around, Shun, and put that move in to get to P1.
That's really deep from Waitty there. Both
close to the wall.
Both not quite hooking up that part of the track. Oh, as Waitty nearly makes the same mistake as Duty Gens did, and he's lost out on DRS because of it.
Duty Gen, she's really pushing up towards the front of the field again now. Of course, he's got ERT Jordan and a time penalty as well, so he's got that to contest with. He's the only person on track at the moment who does have a time penalty. Looking at Mini Meerkat as well, going into the long back straight. Oh, he's going to almost spin into the wall. No, he keeps it down the inside. He doesn't want to wait for DRS. I'm surprised about that. As they go through onto the long straight, a bit of contact. No ERS for Mini Meerkat. Trunders as well. He's using his ERS, but he's got a little. Looks like this race is going to happen a lot going down this back straight. They're probably going to say hi to each other when they're going side by side, try and, see what each other's doing tonight for dinner. But before we do that, we're going to see if they can overtake him. Mini Meerkat round the outside like two trailer park girls. He's going to be able to do it into the hairpin. No, he doesn't. Trunders pushes him wide, which is completely fair to do, to be fair to him. But it looks like they're still going side by side into the final sector. And Mini Meerkat has to admit defeat.
Oh, does he? Oh, he just about backs out, and he does admit defeat. But Trunders gets a really bad exit, and no, not quite.
This is something that I think is going to happen in the entire race, where they're just going side by side, which is good to see, to be fair. I mean, it was a bit on the edge, but from both of them, it was something quite fair.
Good respect between the two drivers, and yeah, that's just what you love to see in league racing. Yeah.
Duty Gench as well, on the back of ERT John. Like I said, he is bulleting through the field. Of course, Jordan is on the hard tyres, so he's not going to want to... Oh, he's got down the inside! That is a reckless move from Duty Gench. Was that on? I mean, I wasn't riding on board, but from the looks of it, it looks like he just held it down the inside when really, it wasn't really a place to go down the inside, so he's lost even more time. It's been a really, really bad race so far for Duty Gench.
It's quite hard to judge whether he went for a bad move or whether Jordan just broke a lot earlier than he expected and he just tried to avoid it.
Wesley Santana as well, he's not holding back, he's on the soft tyres, so of course he's nailed onto a two-stop strategy. He didn't want to go for that hard tyre, and he is right behind now Backmarker, only 1.6 seconds behind Backmarker on the medium tyres, so he could be looking, like I said, a bit of a dark horse for a podium, but it looks like he could possibly get this now if everyone's making another stop.
Yeah, Wesley Santana has done really well from the back of the grid to get up to P4 as well, and now on the soft tyres looking to get past Backmarker and into those podium positions. And as we said earlier, the top two have just absolutely run away with it, and they are now 16 seconds clear of P3.
Yeah, I mean, backmarker as well has done very well to get 4 positions up on his starting position, but like you said, Wesley Santana 7 positions up, kept himself out of trouble in the first few corners, and looking at this, I would give him a nailed-on podium if he's going to get past backmarker now and everyone makes another stop, but of course, only 14 laps to go, who knows who's going to try and go to the end of the race.
Yeah, and of course you can look incredibly strong right now, but if you just even make the slightest mistake, hit the wall, and that can just absolutely ruin your race. Like, even the top 2, if they make a mistake right now and hit the wall, they could end up not winning this race.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, Waitsy has dropped back a bit now, so it looks like, unless a safety car comes around, should have this quite well. Oh, as TT gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's something to add salt into the wounds in P10. It's going to be the second man today to get that 5-second penalty behind Duty Jench, who is on the back again of ERT Jordan.
Yeah, but now going on board with Wesley Santana, he's got the ERS. Both are using quite a bit of ERS, but I think backmarker shouldn't fight this one too hard. Oh, as he hits the wall on the main straight, it looked like. Then Wesley Santana tries to go down the inside. Oh, just about squeezing into that gap. Backmarker going to try to keep it around the outside, but gets forced onto the curb, and that's Wesley Santana through into P3.
Yeah, a good characteristic of this circuit, I personally think anyway, is that hairpin. As much as it is tight, you can't really go around the outside of that, which I personally like, because I like to think that you can push the driver wide. Good, hard, fair racing. And yes, Wesley Santana up into P3. Who knows what he's going to do from here? You never know, he might get second or first. Who knows? I mean, of course, he'll have to have another pit stop. But if Waitsy and Chun try and stay out for the rest of the race, which is improbable, but possible, we'll soon see.
Yeah, to be honest, I doubt it. Oh, as Wesley Santana posts the closest lap, that's always nice to see for him. It motivates you to get to the top. And Waitsy has dropped back a lot. Does he have damage?
Hell of a lot. I think he does. I mean, he's coming back on the back mark now. Stu, of course, he wasn't even here actually, but he has dropped back a lot, hasn't he? 3 seconds behind. I mean, possibly made a mistake because he's gaining a slight bit of time now, so I assume he made a mistake somewhere. As Mini Meerkat is on the back of Trunders again, that battle that's been lasting the entire race so far, going through into lap 15.
Duty Jench.
Duty Jench as well, yeah. He could possibly go and make a move now down into the start of the second sector. It looks like he is doing. Don't cut that corner too much, mate. And he hasn't. He's through. But of course, this will probably mean that ERT Jordan will get DRS down this back straight.
I do like the fact that they've nearly everyone has managed to keep it clean in terms of corner cutting. As I say that TT.
Oh, we have TT in the wall. That could possibly be a safety car, and if it is, it is a virtual safety car. Actually, not a full safety car. That stops Duty Jench from being attacked from Jordan down the back straight, which would be annoying for him. Will Waitsy and Shun take this opportunity? They're coming into the final sector now. Shun does not. What's Waitsy going to do? He does. He goes into the pit lane. So this could change everything. Yeah,
that to me was the right option to go into the pits. I assume that he's going to go for mediums, and
yeah, I'd say mediums as well.
I'm a little bit baffled as to why Swan hasn't chosen to come into the pits, because pitting for mediums, this should be an easy.
From wing change. From wing change, so there was damage on Waitsy. You were right.
This might
mitigate the amount of time that he's gained from this pit stop. So to be fair to him, this is just a normal pit stop in reality, depending on how long the virtual safety car stays out for, which is staying out for a long time, seemingly. He's managed to go through the entire pit lane on the virtual, and we now start the race again. So, like you said, as Duty Jench goes into the pits, he's missed out the virtual safety car, and MVP Kieran as well, getting a drive-through penalty, and that's just something that's rubbed even more salt into his wounds when he already had a crash earlier on in the race.
Yeah, and I am slightly disappointed that there wasn't a full safety car.
As Mini Meerkat has to wait in the pits, that's just something that's made it even worse.
And he also has. Does he have to change it from? No, he does not. Okay. Wait, does he? Actually, yeah, he does. That is rather unfortunate, having to wait and then also get a front wing change. And Kieran has jumped him. Kieran, of course, serving that driver penalty, is still on those old tires. So Mini Meerkat should get past him quite easily. But yeah, that's just a horrible pit stop sequence.
Another virtual safety car. What? This could Shun once again. Is he going to take the chance to go into the pits? Yes, he is. So that saved his race. Personally, if I was Wesley Santana as well, I would also take this opportunity. I know you've just pitted for softs, mate, but You're going to need a pit again, so I would do this if I were you.
Yeah, this is all a strategy game right now. Of course, Sun got absolutely saved there. And Wesley Santana, is he going to... No, he's not going to
He
go
stays
into the
out.
pits.
Surprising.
Might try to go for track position.
Does he think he can get to the end of these softs? I'd be very surprised. I know we've had 2 virtuals, but who knows what could happen.
I think that's highly unlikely, but maybe he just wanted to go for track position as the VSC is now disabled. Where does TUF2 come out in relation to Wesley Santana?
Could come out behind him. It could be really close here, actually going through, and it looks like Shun has actually kept the lead just. So he's not going to lose that, and it looks like, comparing to where he was with Waitsy, of course, Waitsy had to change that front wing. If he didn't have to change that front wing, it could have been a lot closer, but because of that, he hasn't lost any time in terms of Shun. Waitsy is the one who's actually lost a lot of the time. And it looks to me like the race could be done, really, in Tough Shun's favour.
Yeah, I'm just wondering...
Oh, as Duty Jench gets through, actually, on Iati John, as Jordan comes out of the pit. It could be close into turn 1, 2 and 3, but it looks to me like Duty Jench is going to keep ahead. Yes, he does. After the pit stop that he made just after the first virtual went away. Wesley Santana, is he going to try and get a move on Shun for the lead? I mean, he is on soft tyres, and of course they are faster than mediums, but it depends on when, at what point the softs die off. As far as I remember, I'm sure they only lasted about 10 laps before. Oh, another virtual safety car.
Yeah,
what's going on here? I think we've got an issue with the game.
Yeah. This is...
Codemasters yet again with the amazing... well, how can I explain? The amazing coding, the amazing... I mean, to be fair, they are called Codemasters, so surely there's nobody else in the world who can do it better than this. I mean, this is just incredible. I wonder if this means that Wesley Santana's actually going to try and stay out, because if there is a lot of virtual safety cars, those tyres aren't really going to get much going through them, so he could possibly actually get to the end on this, and if he's still got enough tyre at the end to get a move on Shunt, no, he comes into the pits himself. So, take everything I said, chuck it in the bin, and start from scratch, because that's not what's happening.
Yeah, I'd say this is pretty much a nailed on, oh my god, that PSC, and it relatively quickly, I feel.
Oh yeah, that's going to ruin Wesley Santana's race. He possibly might not even get P3 here. Backmarker, of course, pitted under the virtual.
Backmarker nearly crashing into the wall there, going really wide in the penultimate corner and the last corner as well. He's pushing like hell. I think that's to
Looks
just
to me like Backmarker is going to get ahead. But of course, there's a weird pit lane, so it's not going to be that big a gap.
He should come out ahead. Of course, he can take this one nearly flat, but yeah, he's out 2 seconds as Wesley Santana goes quite wide there. He's 2 seconds out in front of Wesley Santana.
Oh, we have Mercedes front wing in the wall. Is that from Waitsy? I think it is, you know. I think Waitsy has got front wing damage. I just saw it at the exit of turn 3. I cut onto Waitsy in the Mercedes, unless it was MVP Kieran, and it looks like the front right-hand side.
Yeah.
It is, it's gone. So Waitsy's lost a bit of front wing, so 10 laps to go. If Backmarker keeps it clean, as well as Santana, as another virtual safety car comes out. Cheers, game. Possibly Waitsy could get off the podium.
At this point, it's just basically code novices, because my god,
yes,
they are absolute. They're just making themselves look like rookies in terms of making games, because this is just. This is.
I think we can all agree we will love to see the back of this game, because this has been a year of just terrible problems on a racing game.
I really hope EA can just sort them out. It's highly 100%. Unlikely. As Waitsy, does he go into the pits? No, he does not. Well, this is all down to Backmarker then to catch up. What I'd say is like 11 seconds. Should be.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how much racing time we actually get, you'd think it'd be possible. But if we keep getting a virtual safety car every other lap, then this is just going to ruin everything. I think. Well, we're back green again. How long that's going to last, I'll never know. I mean, to be fair, it's not been that bad a race. It's a shame we've not had much battles throughout the field, only a few here and there, but this game, just doing our heads in all the time. And another thing that this is kind of going to make equal for everyone is the ERS, of course. Everyone's basically going to be on 100% ERS. Apart from Wesley Santana, who somehow has managed to stay only on 50% ERS during those virtuals. Not sure how he's managed that. But Tough Shun out front. Actually, I think you might be right.
Yeah, it's Backmarker. I don't know how that happened. Just a poor virtual safety car restart. But yeah, he's lost out quite a bit.
We'll soon see the pace of Backmarker catching Waitsy with the front wing damage, and as well Santana, who of course has fresher tyres, catching the both of them. Hopefully we've got a bit of a race at our hands here, but so far it does not look like Backmarker's catching Waitsy that much.
Yeah, and then just looking to football news, completely on a different story. Germany has not been able to win against Hungary. It finished 2-0, and the same happened with Portugal and France.
This is why Germany and Hungary should have, put more power into their engines, This is why, if they'd have used DRS, when running to the goal, probably score more. Always Backmarker gets a 3-second time penalty, and that basically ruins his chance of getting past Waitsy, who I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Backmarker's actually losing time to Waitsy anyway, even with that front wing damage. So Wesley Santana is in pole position now for a third place.
Yeah, but
as he sets the fastest lap as well.
I do have to say, with front wing damage, it's... Oh, as Backmarker loses it, and does that mean Wesley Santana gets through? Not quite, but he is within the DRS now. Losing it on the traction there, and he does save it, which is really well done, but this does hurt him, like, at least trying to get near Waitsy.
Yeah, Santana will know as well as Mini Meerkat gets the fastest lap. Wesley will know that Backmarker does have a penalty, so how hard he pushes to try and get over and past him. Cause of course, he probably doesn't know about the front wing damage for Waitsy, but to be fair to him, he's probably just thinking about P3 at the moment, so I would not be surprised if we just see him sticking behind, but of course we'll soon find out in the next 8 laps before the finish of the race. Duty Jench into 5th place yet again. ERT Jordan is quite far behind him now, but we've got Trunders behind Jordan as well, ready to make a move going into the hairpin left. But at the moment, Duty Jench is stuck in P5 as Wesley Santana can't get past Backmarker.
Yeah, I do have to say, this must, despite him being despite him being P2, Waitsy must be disappointed with this race, because this was a great opportunity to fight for the win, but now it looks like he might, depending on his pace and the pace of the cars behind, he might even lose out on the podium.
Yeah, it's going to be damage limitation now, isn't it? I mean, he knows that Duty Jench not had a good race in P5. He probably just wants to outscore him by a few points, which is possibly why he didn't come into the pits again. He knows he has got the pace to possibly keep P2. I mean, Backmarker, of course, with that spin, lost a lot of time, but he's back to 8.7 seconds. But 7 laps to go, 8.6 seconds. I think that's possible, but we'll see. Verstappen did it at the weekend. Let's see if the Red Bull in the game can do it as well on the Mercedes.
Looking at the difference in the gap right now, he is catching a bit, but will it be enough at the end of the race, as Wesley Santana is also just on the back of Backmarker?
Yeah, it very much depends on how much these two fight, I think. If these two fight quite a lot and lose a lot of time to Waitsy, this could kind of put it all to bed. Of course, the race win seems to be sorted, unless there's a mistake out front, which doesn't look like to be coming anytime soon. But Backmarker and Wesley Santana, will Wesley make a move?
If I were Wesley Santana, I would try to make a move. Well, if I were Backmarker, of course I'd like to keep Wesley behind. Will he go for the move? No, not quite.
I must say, it looks to have been a very kind of aggressive drive from Wesley Santana. He doesn't want to push too hard to lose his position. He doesn't want to put himself in the wall. He's just doing what he needs to do to get a podium, which, to be fair, is working out for himself out.
Yeah, he's gained 7 positions because of it, and of course he's safe behind Backmarker, but looking at the gap to Waitsy, he might want to get past Backmarker as quickly as possible, knowing that he could get P2.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he'll be able to see the interval for himself to Waitsy, of course, so he'll know that he's not been pushed too far away from him, but if he can't get past Backmarker anytime soon, it looks like he's not going to be able to get anywhere near Waitsy. See into turn 1, is he going to get through the inside? No, he doesn't. Bit too far back, because we've got another DRS zone coming up. Ours are basically as close to each other as possible as he cakes the inside lines to try and get more traction, which seems to have worked for him, to be fair. I took it nice and close to the apex, and look at him, he's practically managing the gearbox of the Red Bull now as he goes through in the second DRS zone. Is he going to try and go down the inside? Of course, if he does, Backmarker will get DRS going down the long back straight. He is actually defending his Backmarker, so he doesn't want to give up this position. That's going to put him more on a shallow line going into the second part, and if I don't see Wesley Santana going through on this long back straight, I'll be very surprised.
And I've got to say, it looks a bit more overcast right now than it did at the start of the race. I don't know whether it's going to rain at any point, but if it does, that could massively spice up the race.
Oh, Wesley Santana, he's out of ERS. When he really needed ERS, he is out of it, and it looks like now Batmarker will have the ability to defend as he goes inside. Will he trying around that side? No, he doesn't. He does kind of cut across in there slightly, just on the limit of fair adhesion. But looking at that, he's got a better exit, and it looks like once again the Williams is stuck behind.
Yeah, and now Wesley Santana has thrown away all of his ERS. Oh, as he brings really late.
I think he just touched the back of him there actually, and he has lost a lot of time. Whether he's got damage is neither here nor there, but it doesn't look like it. But yeah, I think he definitely clipped the back of the Red Bull.
Yeah, and I think they can forget about trying to catch up to Waitsy, which is very positive for him, of course, because he'll be able to keep P2 and closing on Duty Gench quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to not forget as well is Duty Gench actually took his 5-second time penalty, so he's not going to get one at the end of the race, so he will keep the position to ERT Jordan.
Yep.
I mean, will Duty Gench actually get close enough to challenge Wesley Santana and Batmarker, of course? Batmarker's got that penalty, and he is closing in quite a rate of knots, so who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, they might actually. This could be a really disappointing race for Waitsy, because if Duty Gench does get at least P4, then that will only be 6 points gained for Waitsy. Let me see if I asked if I was elaborate now. That is Mini Mirka. So yeah, it should be 6 points gained for Waitsy, but he'll feel like it's more. 7
Duty Gench, he must have made a mistake actually. After all, actually now 8 seconds behind. So a mistake must have come that way, so he's probably not going to be able to catch up. But look at this, Wesley Santana side by side. He's got no ERS. Batmarker does. Is he going to try and keep around the side? No, he's not actually using his overtake button, so he must just be allowing it to happen. He knows he has got it. But is he going to go down the inside? Yes, he is actually.
Oh my god.
Oh, is he going to go down through? That is a very surprising move, and he actually comes out of it just in time. And he must know with that penalty that he's not really going to keep... and he's hit the wall! Oh. Would you believe it? He's hit the wall, front wing damage, and now Duty Gench does have an opportunity to get that 4th place, especially with the 3-second time penalty for Batmarker, when he really didn't need that mistake. He knew not to go right down the inside in the hairpin, which he pulled out of the move. He then makes a mistake on exit under no pressure. Poor from him.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. He tried to keep with Wesley Santana, but losing.
Look at that, he's already gained 2 seconds. 2 seconds Duty Gench has gained in just the next few corners, and Batmarker does pits. It must have been a lot of damage, and just like that, Duty Gench is going to take 4th place.
Yeah, and Waitsy must be absolutely hating this, looking at his delta, because he's just seen Duty Gench pop up there, and that will mean that he unfortunately will only gain that 6 points, as we said earlier, and this is, of course, for Batmarker, he will be extremely annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, Wesley Santana as well, he must be pretty annoyed. As much as he got the position, he's gone behind him all these laps, losing time to Waitsy, and then as soon as he finally gets overtaken, he goes into the pits, Batmarker, with front wing damage.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed feeling for Wesley Santana. Of course, finally getting past him is nice, but seeing him make the mistake as soon as you get past will be, as you said, rather bitter.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them. Of course, Waitsy, it's a race that could have been for Waitsy, really. I mean, that front wing damage, I mean, obviously it's ruined what was a possible chance as TT leaves the session at a victory. But he's consolidated that 2nd place, so it is damage limitation in terms of this race, but the same for Duty Gench as well. Like, he's, after that first, I think it was 2nd or 3rd lap incident where he spun at the start of the 2nd sector, he's probably back well in 4th place.
Yeah, and someone that we haven't seen a lot of lately is Schoen. So let's just ride on board or off board in a cinematic cam for a lap with him. Just as there are no battles going on track right now, just let's see how he navigates the track.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great race for him. Of course, qualifying didn't go the way that I'm sure he wanted, but no one really cares about qualifying because the race is where you get your points. I mean, personally, I'm not a very good qualifier unless it's Monaco. I'm usually, 3rd, 4th, 5th when I did league racing on this game, but I was very much better in the races. I think it's the same for TUF2 here. I'm sure you would agree.
Yeah, it's he's clearly one who focuses or just has more natural talent in terms of race pace, just knowing how to extract the most out of the car throughout the 28 laps or whatever amount of laps there are during the race. It's looking at his race pace, it's surprising that he is not up there in the championship fight right now, because Well, he should be looking at this pace.
Yeah, it's a shame. But of course, there's 3 rounds to go. You never know. He could get the last 4 victories of the season, and who knows what they'll put him in the championship.
Yep.
But this race, must be said, he has been in a league of his own. I would say at the start of this race. Of course, he did spend a few laps behind Waitsy, but he never lost it with the dirty air. You'd be very much expecting, especially in the final sector, to be right behind. Oh, he just actually got slightly wide there. That could have ended badly. The commentator's curse, but he's had a very good race.
Yeah, he's kept it clean, and as much as I don't want to curse him, if I did, it would mean this race could liven up for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Duty Jenish looks like he's stuck in 4th position as well. He's not gaining much time on Wesley Santana. Of course, Wesley with the much fresher tyres, he is gaining on Waitsy. It was 10 seconds a few laps ago, but there's just not enough laps left to get Waitsy there for Wesley Santana. Like you said, it has gone overcast. Shame there's not been any race in the rain. There hasn't been rain in the race. That would have been good fun, but 2 laps to go, and it looks to me like the top 3 and the rest of the positions actually are basically nailed on.
Yeah, I do have to say, Backmarker is now closing in on Mini Meerkat. What kind of penalty does he have? He has
I think he's got 8 seconds, or is he taking the 5? He must have taken his 5 second, yeah. So I think he's only got 3 seconds left. I mean, it's possible. Ooh. Oh, Duty Jenish gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to change much because Trunders is nearly 8 seconds behind. But Backmarker with the really fresh, soft tyres, if he can get past Mini Meerkat here in the DRS straight, the first one here, he could possibly get 3 seconds just about towards the end of this race. Let's see what he does here. He's right behind him now.
Yeah, he got a bad exit out of there though, and he doesn't use his Euro, so he isn't looking to get past just yet. He's probably going to wait for a long straight, and then he'll try to use those fresh soft tyres to try and gain that 3 seconds.
Oh, he's already going to try and go through the inside, but he's not going to have DRS if he does that. I think he'll know that, but of course he's got the grip, so he doesn't want to go as slow as he needs to. So let's see here. He has got a lot of ERS to use. Mini Meerkat doesn't. He's running out of ERS, so looks to me like Backmarker, even though Mini Meerkat will have ERS, it looks like if he defends it anyway, he should be able to get it, but he doesn't defend it. That's very surprising. There's a bit of contact going into the hairpin, and I'm very surprised he didn't defend that, because if he did, it would have been a very easy position to keep.
Yeah, he's tried to switch back, and yeah, he doesn't have the position now, and this could really cost him look as he's looking for P6 right here. But
I'd agree. I mean, if he kept ahead, I'm sure with 2 laps to go on fresh soft tyres, he'd be able to get. Oh, he goes down the inside. That would have been a great move, but he hasn't quite done that. Oh. It's a very good battle, it must be said, but that would have been a great move. Is he going to try and down the inside into this left-hander? Possibly. No, he keeps him behind. Hits the wall as well. He is not leaving anything on the table. But if he had got through there, I think he would have had more than enough pace to pull that 3 seconds. Whether he can do it now, is he going to try and go into turn 1? Is he going to try and around the outside? Is it? No, it looks like the Racing Point's going to cover that line. Is he going to go through the inside? No again. So he can't get past. Very surprising.
Yeah, he's trying everything he possibly can to get past it right now, but Mini Meerkat is placing his car quite well on track, and as his Backmarker gets a poor exit out of there again. And Mini Meerkat has the position for the straight.
86% ERS for Backmarker. If he's not using it now, he really needs to start doing, because Mini Meerkat only got 20%, and if he used it on the back straight to defend last lap, he'd have been easily ahead. Oh, as he goes through it, oh, and a bit of a spin there again. This has been some ragged on the edge racing. As we look at the tracing point going on side by side, a bit of contact. Is he into the wall? Doesn't look like he got any damage there, but yet again, it looks like Mini Meerkat is going to get ERS and DRS, it must be said. But no ERS left for Mini Meerkat. Is Backmarker going to use it again? He doesn't use his ERS. He doesn't use it, and because of that, Mini Meerkat can go down the inside again. I'm not entirely sure what his game plan is here with a 3-second time penalty, but if he uses ERS, he'd have easily kept through, because he's on 87%.
And he will lose position as it stands right now to Jordan as well in behind. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what his game plan is, but he has 89% ERS going onto the final lap. It's a bit too much, because you can't even burn that much on even a flying lap. Oh, as he tries to go around
exactly.
The outside
oh, once again side by side, and as well ERT Jordan. Look at the ERT Jordan. He just hit the back of him. He hit the back of him. ERT Jordan throwing damage, and that's put Backmarker in the wall. And this has gone south a lot quicker than I thought it would.
Yeah, it's gone south quicker than an airplane from Manchester to London Heathrow.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. couldn't put it better myself. It looks as well like ERT Jordan, as much as he did get very close. He's on 89% ERS as well. He actually got front wing damage, so I don't think he'll be doing much. So let's keep an eye on this, but at the same time, TUF2 going into the final set on the last lap.
Yeah, if you can keep me updated on the battle, I'm just going to go on board with TUFtv.
So, as actually, you say that. Oh, 3 side by side. This could end in tears. Going into the end of the first sector, there is tears. The tracing point goes through the chicane. Looks like there's more contact, and that is mad.
Well, anyway, TUFtv coming around the penultimate corner, going into the final corner now, and he's doing it incredibly well, and he's deserving of his win. Goes slowly across the line, and yeah, he's been the dominant force today, and
Marcus Simon, oh, there's a massive crash on the straight. There's a massive crash. Sorry to cut across. I know Shun had a great race and deserves to have all the acclaim, but that was very, very, very bad on the straight.
Well, I'm not quite sure what happened. I cut back to this battle as clearly as I could, but he was already in the wall at that point, so I didn't quite catch what happened. But if you say it's bad, I'll trust you on that. Oh, as Backpack is really struggling through this final sector and just going through the podium now. Wait, see, and Wesley Santana getting those.
Look how much ERS he's got. Look how much ERS. 70% ERS. He just never used it. He never used it. If he'd done that, he wouldn't have had this issue. But he didn't.
Struggling as well. Oh my god, he has no turning whatsoever. Oh,
well,
that is horrible.
It's a shame for that marker, but not too bad a race.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Not that many battles at the end. Well, at the end part of the race, except for the final few laps, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, still quite enjoyable, especially with the championship rivals making mistakes. That did allow TUFtv to get the win and maybe even thrust himself into championship contention. Actually, he is quite far back, so he's an outsider for now.
Yeah, I mean, great win. Driver of the day, Wesley Santana. Do you know what, to be fair, I'd agree with that. A great race from him. As much as TUFtv had a fantastic race for the win, Wesley Santana kept himself out of trouble and got a very well-deserved podium.
Yeah, I've got to say it. I'd give the driver of the day award to TUFtv and Wesley Santana. I'd share it between the two of them because they both drove two massively different races, but both did extremely well, and yeah, they both just deserve it in my opinion.
Yeah, completely agree. Very good races from them. Wait, see, a bit of damage limitation. A good race in the end, on paper at least. If he actually saw this before the race and saw that Didi Jench was fourth and himself in second, I'm sure he would have taken it, but realistically, he should have been fighting for that victory more.
Yeah, and now going through the final results, well, the provisional results. TUFtv winning the race, doing extremely well. Waitsy getting P2. He's probably quite disappointed with that, not to pick up more points to close in on Didi Jench. Then Wesley Santana third, extremely well from the back of the grid, just really impressive. Didi Jench fourth, unfortunate for him. Trano's fifth, Jordan sixth, Backmarker seventh, Mini Mirka eighth, MVP Kieran in ninth, Stu in 10th, who didn't. I don't think he at any point really drove himself. I think it was just his AI. Then TT in 11th, and in 12th Sir Quineth.
Man, the myth, the legend.
And yeah, I think that's it for tonight. Do you want to say anything, Patrick?
Good fun. It'll be a good chat. You know, get back to a bit of racing. We'll do it again sometime. Why not?
Yeah, it's despite this game being at the end of its lifespan, I still enjoyed watching the race and seeing these drivers push to their own limits. And yeah, Vietnam always punishes drivers for going over that limit, and we saw that today. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Thank you everyone for watching today. Probably won't hear my voice in quite some time from now, but yeah, I did enjoy it being back in the TUF community again. So yeah, that was good. And thank you, of course, to Patrick for being a lovely co-commentator and making me crack up nearly the entire time, which is of course not exactly professional, but that's fine. And yeah, thank you again, guys, and good night.
Ciao, ciao.